Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about negative self-talk and how to overcome your beliefs about yourself that might not actually be true or very supportive, okay? Um, we're going to do this from a non-therapeutic level of training, but it is important if you're going to try to make changes in your life and live your best life that you actually like yourself and learn how to talk to yourself in a kind and healthy way. We always talk about self-care when we're talking about doing better, right? Part of self-care is watching how you talk to yourself. A lot of us have negative thought processes that have been um, implanted from earlier times in our life, and um, it's really important that we pay attention to how we refer to ourselves and talk to ourselves. So one of the things that's important to know is what your mouth says, your ears hear, your mind considers, and your heart believes. So you want to be really careful what you say because you hear that too. We don't often think about how we can be the negative person in our own life. Now, if you're going to be talking about the 5 people you hang around with the most and how they're going to affect you, the first person you need to think about is how you are affecting you, right? Super important to pay attention to being kind to self, right? Now, we all mess up. We're all human beings. And, my gosh, I know I've messed up a lot in my life and continue to make mistakes. But if every time you make a mistake, you don't allow yourself to learn from the mistake, you just beat yourself up for the mistake, how do you think you're going to feel about yourself and about making mistakes and learning going forward? Not very good, right? Right. We all learn by making mistakes, by especially new things. If you don't know how to do something new, you're needing to do that thing to learn about all the things that you need to learn how to do. I know that sounds confusing, but the truth is, nobody does it right the first time. I mean, imagine if when you were learning to walk, the first time you got up and started to walk and didn't do it perfect, your parents gave up on you and just like, oh, that's it. You'll never learn to walk. That's ridiculous, right? Same thing with anything that you learn how to do. You just have to start doing it and walk through the mistakes and make corrections as you go. And give yourself some grace and know that it's okay if you make a mistake. And don't beat yourself up by saying things like you're such an idiot or how could you do something so stupid or whatever. If you don't believe that you do that to yourself, you can ask the people around you how many times a day you say something terrible about yourself. Believe me, they will be more than happy to help you figure out how to change the way you talk about yourself because it's probably exhausting to hear you be mean to yourself. Now, for those of us that don't live with other people or aren't around other people very much, maybe you just take note of every time you think or say something that is negative towards self. And then start catching yourself up and saying, how can I change that? Maybe what you do is when you do something and make a mistake, instead of saying, oh my God, you're so stupid, you can say something like, wow, you really got a great opportunity to learn right there. How cool is that? That's an amazing lesson. These are things that we can say to ourselves that can turn our self-talk around from very negative to more positive. Why don't you try practicing that today and see how you do? Have a great one. See you next video.